These are the headquarters of the international police agency Interpol. This agency was led until Sunday by a Chinese policeman, Mr. Meng Hongwei. For the first time, his wife has given a one-to-one interview to the Associated Press. She's been talking about her husband's disappearance. He went back on a trip to China late last month and hasn't been heard from since. The first word that came out about his fate was just the few days ago, where the Chinese authorities announced that he is now under investigation for alleged bribery. It's quite remarkable for somebody like Grace Meng, this is the wife of Mr. Meng Hongwei, to come forward like this. She's been a long-time member of the Chinese elite. Her husband was a senior member of the security apparatus, and the same apparatus that he now seems to have fallen victim to. She feels that she's living under great danger. She feels that speaking out is putting her and her children in danger. And as proof of that, she's now living in France under French police protection. This was after she received a threatening phone call at home here in France. Well, really, one of the things that's remarkable about this is that when China succeeded in getting one of its career policemen as the head of Interpol, it was seen as something of a triumph, this triumph for China's efforts to become a real player on the global stage. And so then now to suddenly make the head of Interpol effectively vanish, I mean disappear on a trip back to China, that essentially seems to be saying that China doesn't really care about the damage that that is doing to its own reputation. So Mr. Meng has been the president of Interpol since 2016, so working between here in France and China, going back and forth for the last 2 years with colleagues in this building behind us. But what is kind of remarkable is that there's been a very muted reaction from Interpol, the organization that he's been heading. Basically just a few statements, the first saying that they were concerned for his well-being and trying to find out some information, and the second announcing that he had resigned. What's not known is whether or not he did so of his own accord, given that he's being detained in China.